Good morning, kids. Mr. Wyatt here for another episode of Socially Distant Sunday School. Today, I just missed being in church with you all so much for normal Sunday school that I decided I was going to film our Sunday school class from the church where we would normally have Sunday school, so you all could feel like you're really here at church this Sunday, even though we can't be yet. So today we're learning about the book of James again from chapter 2, verses 1 through 13. And the story is trying to teach us about how we shouldn't play favorites. So in order to teach you a little bit more about that, let me pull out of my pocket here 2 pennies that are going to help us learn a little bit more about today's Bible lesson. So here in my hands I have 2 pennies. In my left hand, I've got a nice, bright, shiny penny, brand new. And here in my right hand, I've got a nasty, dirty old penny. There's all sorts of stuff on it, and you can barely even tell that it's a penny unless you get really close and look at it. So, if I were to offer you 1 penny, which one would you choose of these 2? I figured most of you would say that. You'd probably want this brand new penny. It looks great. Look at it. Well, these 2 pennies reminded me of our Bible story today and what it tells us about not judging other people just by how they look. And in James chapter 2, starting in verse 2, the story says, imagine 2 people coming into your house. One has a gold ring and fine clothes, while the other is poor, dressed in filthy rags. Then suppose that you were to take special notice of the one wearing fine clothes, saying, here's an excellent place for you to sit. Sit right here. But to the poor person, you say, stand over there. Here, sit at my feet. Wouldn't you have shown favoritism among yourselves and become evil-minded judges? Just like in the story, we all play favorites sometimes too, just like we did with the pennies. We have certain people and things that we pay more attention to and that we treat better than other people. And the Bible is trying to tell us here that that's not how we should live. And see, these pennies teach us a lot about that, because both of these pennies, although they look very different, you can tell that they've been through many different situations than each other. If I were to take these down to the store right now and buy something with these pennies, they would both be worth the same amount. Both are still worth 1 penny, no matter how they look. And that's just like us in the eyes of God. We are like these pennies. Sometimes we show favoritism to other people based on how they look. But in the eyes of God, all of us are still worth the same. In the eyes of God, all of us are loved. All of us have God's grace and mercy and forgiveness. And we should do the same for the people in our lives. At the end of this verse, in James chapter 1, verse 13, it says that mercy should override judgment, meaning that instead of judging other people, we should be merciful to them, just like God has shown mercy to us. When we show mercy, that's being kind, even when we might not want to. When we're showing mercy to somebody, that's when we treat them like they matter to us, like they are important. And we do that, we are merciful to people because God has been merciful to us. So whether it's pennies or people, we shouldn't play favorites. We shouldn't treat some people like they're worth more than other people. Because in the eyes of God, we are all worth the same. We all have the same amount of God's love. And we all need to show that love to everybody we meet, whether they're like us or not. We want to show the same great amount of love to everybody and not just some people. So this week, I wanted to give you all a challenge. So after the worship service today, you're going to get the family fun page, and I want you to check out the challenge that you have for this week. We're going to be learning a little bit more about the book of Acts in the New Testament, and then I wanted to challenge you all to do some random acts of kindness for other people. So you can, whether it's your neighbors, whether it's your friends or family that you can't be with right now, there's a whole bunch of different challenges that you can do to show them the love of God, even in this time where we can't be physically with each other. So I hope you'll take the challenge. Be sure to send me an email, parents, with some pictures and videos of you taking those challenges to do random acts of kindness. And I can't wait to see you all next week.